Let me out, 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 let me out. Ah!
Part 2. Verdant Wind. Guardian Moon. The Alliance Leader's Ambitions. Claiming the monastery at Garreg Mach as its home base, the Alliance army joins forces with the Knights of Seros. Together, they begin to take up arms against the Adrestian Empire.
That's it? That's it? God damn it, Gerald. Let's just say more. Each unit has grown over the past 5 years. You should check their class of weapons. Got it.
Good work, Hilda. You didn't do much manual labor, but you managed to rope the knights into helping us restore the monastery.
Thanks, Claude. But all I did was piggyback on your scheme. I saw your eyes telling me to make some magic happen.
Thank you so much for your help with the restoration.
I told you last video they were like setting it up.
Oh, please, it was nothing. We're just doing our part as former students.
I'm told you even routed the bandits. That job should have fallen to us. I'm sorry for the trouble.
Hey, don't think twice about it. We're all allies in the resistance against the Empire, right?
The Church is at war with the Empire, but let's be realistic. Wouldn't it be better for the Alliance to eventually submit?
The way I see it, the Emperor wants to take over all of Fodlan and destroy the existing order of the world. I can't see her allowing the Alliance to continue to exist. We're in this just as deeply as you are. Actually, we were hoping to use this place as a base. The Empire begs to be meddled with, and we're first in line.
What? Why would you want to make your base here of all places?
Garreg Mach is situated in the center of Fodlan, both geographically and spiritually. We want to secure this location while the Empire is still overlooking it.
I see. The Empire doesn't see this place as important at the moment because it's far from the front lines.
But if we simply decide that it's ours to occupy, that does nothing to inspire the hearts and minds of the people of Fodlan. Luckily, good old Teach has finally returned to us. If the Professor Rhea entrusted with the Sword of the Creator fights at our side, well now, that's a just cause anyone could get behind. What's more, here we are, working alongside the legendary Knights of Seros. It smacks of divine providence, doesn't it? Can you feel it?
Feel it!
I have heard what you have to say, Claude. And you, Professor? Where do you stand?
I will fight the Empire.
On our own, we lack sufficient military strength. But with the help of the Alliance, the Archbishop said if anything should happen to her, that we should entrust the affairs of the Church to you. If you intend to fight alongside the Alliance, then I will follow you as well. Is that acceptable, Claude?
Of course. I can't think of anything more reassuring than having both Teach and the Knights on our side. Together, we'll stop the Emperor and her reckless ambitions.
Thursday, Friday, happy days. Tuesday. Dorothea would like to speak with me. Dorothea's here?
This may seem a bit sudden, but
Oh.
I want to thank you, Professor.
Well, hello there. I thought you would still be with the Empire since, you guys didn't appear.
That is, for letting me live my life the way I want. I've noticed you've been giving me fewer of those soul-revealing gazes lately. I appreciate you making an effort to not trouble yourself over who I spend my time with.
So you found me out?
Well, of course. Did you think I wouldn't notice? It's kind of sweet in its own way. Professor, may I tell you a story about when I was younger? I was an orphan, living in the back alleys of Enbar, until one day I was overheard singing. That was when my new life began. I was suddenly a songstress in the Middle Franc Opera Company. Performers, nobility. I met so many people. But none of them ever really knew me. I was just some young, pretty girl who could sing. A spectacle to be admired. Even though everyone praised my looks and my voice, and they showered me with gifts, I knew one day I'd be old. My looks would fade, my voice would change. I wouldn't sound the same. And I started to wonder, when I did get old, what would I have left? I'd be old, alone, and back on the streets of the capital, right where I'd started.
I won't let you be alone, buddy.
That's sweet of you. Even if you are just flirting.
It's not I'm trying to be flirty, I'll just make sure you don't be alone, is what I'm saying.
I never had much to begin with in life, and I worry that one day I'll be that way again. That's why I keep searching for someone who will love me. Someone unaware of the songstress, who can love a girl that used to be scared and alone on the streets of the capital. I wonder if such a strange person can even exist.
Or maybe you could just find your own opera thing, but you could. Ooh, nice. That way you have somebody to play with and something to live for. Annette is here too? Everybody's back here.
Oh, hi, Professor. Do you remember what we talked about before? About doing my best to not do my best? Well, I've been pretty busy recently, and despite my best efforts, I've been trying way too hard. I was busy all day yesterday with training and work. I just couldn't help myself. That's why I decided to take a day off today. It's just, now that I have a day off, I don't know what to do with myself. Please, you have to help me. What should I do?
Have a nap?
I tried that. I couldn't calm down enough to fall asleep.
Did I really just fall asleep?
I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm cut out for not doing my best. Oh! You're a professor. You must know some secret technique for deep relaxation, right? If you do, please teach me. I'm begging you. I'm at my wit's end.
Have some sweets.
Got it. I'll try that right now. This candy is so sweet and delicious, and it goes so well with piping hot tea.
Of course. Doesn't matter what choice I use, they're going to put the two together somehow.
Ooh, and speaking of the tea, your brewing skills are incredible. I'd love to be able to make such nice tea, but... Oh, Professor, will you teach me how to brew tea like this? I'll do my best to learn, and then I'll make delicious tea for you as thanks.
Is this doing your best?
Oh,
I'm mad.
Sorry. Back to my old tricks, it seems. So, why is it so difficult to not do my best? I try and try to not try, but it just doesn't work.
Just be yourself.
Professor? You're right. Doing nothing is just not my style. To be myself, I've got to do my best every day.
You know, I find it odd, I think I said this before, but I find it oddly satisfying, oddly heartwarming, the fact that throughout this whole series, my Byleth was just this once unemotion character that just stares, say nothing, just whatever. And now he's showing all these different kind of emotions: smile, sadness, anger, crying. Even for a silent protagonist, he is like showing some good character development, as I believe.
Okay. Then you really must teach me how to make such delicious tea. You will, won't you? Please. Oh, and also, well, thank you. You've listened to me and helped me face my troubles. Now I feel like I can talk to you about anything. Honestly, I wish we could go on drinking tea like this forever.
Yay! Support is now level A. It's Ingrid's birthday. Alright. Let's host a tea party. Oh! Without looking at her face, she looks kinda knightly.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you're looking forward now instead of sideways.
Thank you. Quite delicious. Yes.
You seem well.
Yes. Yes.
God damn it.
Hmm?
Food!
Yes.
She likes food. That I remember. She eats a lot.
Thank you for the treat. I had such a great time.
Alright, we can finally do stuff. Certification stuff. You know, I don't mind making this whole episode just pure support and just going on. I mean, look at these supports. Jeez. Where you? Oh, me. Of course. First marketplace. Oh, there's the master seal. Give me all that stuff. And now the event seal is unlimited. Yes. Thank you. Now that's all I will take. I don't want to spend too much. Okay. I'm good with this. Alright, I think that's enough of blah 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 blah. Promoting all of my students or former students. Supply run. Fish one, dealing with desert power in the north. Sticking piece of history. Lure lovely flower. Any types of flower size to do. Fine. I guess since we're no longer in academy, we're going war. Ah yes, my costume of origin. Because how Bernie is doing, let's visit Bernie.
I can't believe how long it's been since I left home. Since I was dragged out of the house, I mean. 5 whole years. It's weird to think about.
Weird in what way?
At first, I remember I was desperate to go back, but now it's the opposite. I have friends here, and I have you. The monastery's become a second home to me. Back then, I never would have dreamed a day like this would come.
You heard it straight. It's not messy. You caught yourself cleaned up after all these years. Good for you.
It's all thanks to you. You've given me a second chance at life. If not for you, I never would have gotten used to leaving my room, let alone the monastery. Maybe the battlefields just dulled my senses. I'm much better with strangers and new places now, though. I don't panic nearly as much as before.
I have some independent for work for you then.
What? Independent? As in, alone?
Gotcha.
That sounds like a tough assignment. Where did this come from all of a sudden? Hey, hold on. You're teasing me, aren't you? Please don't joke around like that anymore. It's torture for me.
My guy's really having fun with this. Alright.
You're still not taking me seriously. I mean it. Promise me you won't do that again. Friends respect each other's feelings, don't they?
Okay, I promise.
Good. I'll hold you to that. You're absolutely not allowed to send me out anywhere on my own. Got it? You would need to come with me. If you're with me, I can go anywhere in the world.
I'll follow at a distance. I shall be with you in spirit. You can ask another professor. That's kind of too mean. I'll be with you in spirit.
No, that defeats the purpose. Why can't you get what I'm saying? I thought we were finally getting close. Guess I'm not good enough for that, though, am I? I'll let you have this one, but you better be ready for next time.
I like this. The plus side about the Fire Emblem game is the whole support system and how all the characters has personality and yada yada yada. Such lovely fun time. Hey, do we still have Hubert and Edgard room there? Let's mess up their room. Why are you still in your room? Bernie! Bernie!
At last, I return to my domain. My lonely paradise. My realm of exquisite solitude. Huh? Professor? Is that you?
Bark.
You didn't hear that just now, did you?
Hear what?
Right! You didn't? Well, good.
Advanced drill? Oh, now she could just teach me stuff that I have taught her before. Good.
Huh? Professor?
Well, at least I don't have to resort to just waiting for all the church people. You know, I forgot about something. I forgot my plants from last time. God damn it. Harvest.
I'm pretty headstrong, but Claude could give me a run for my money. I mean, he's dragged the knights into this. You ought to be careful, Professor.
Me too.
Don't worry about me. I'm here because I want to be. Also, because being around my big brother feels like a real chore.
Request, supply room, floor tribute.
Excuse me, could you do me a favor?
Gather the request resource and deliver them. Accept.
Excuse me, could you do me a
Don't
favor?
have to clear the prettier the better. What do you teach? Spear and axe. Got it.
Thanks so much. You're a sweetheart.
So I try not to waste a lot of these things.
I'm pretty
The proud leaves has offering to the rebel diet where the flowers are colorful but the leaves are sharp as blades.
You're sweet, thanks. Thanks so much. You're a sweetheart.
Do you have time for a request?
The fish room security says every 5 years in the wake of a storm, a mysterious fish appeared east of all other fish that get called the Big One. Capture the Big One. Oh, purple! Good. Was that the one?
You've done me a great service.
Assuming fish grass anyways, nice work. Got it. Awesome!
Professor! Oh my, it's so good to see you.
We spoke like 2 days ago.
These days, so many old friends seem to be disappearing. But you're here. It's incredible to see you again after 5 years. I have a feeling your name will go down in history.
You do reasoning.
Professor! I'd given up on ever seeing you again. Where have you been hiding? Anyway, now that we're reunited in the land of the living, I must fulfill my promise.
You're right, the promise.
That's right. I promised the captain I'd protect you in his stead, and now I'll make good on my word.
You still teach the same thing?
Anyway.
Huh, I thought you had a thing for me. Oh well.
Professor?
Oh, you're still alive.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. You know, it's such a thrill to be able to greet you like this again. I almost died as well in the battle 5 years ago. But I won't allow any enemies to get into this place again. I promise you that. Even if the Death Knight shows up, I'll be sure to... Well, for now I'll keep training, so I can eventually feel confident that I can stop him.
Got a favor to ask.
Here's the I'm getting my hands on this thing. Honestly, it might be easier if I try to find it. Says we should be proud to add to the collection.
Professor!
Everybody keeps calling me Professor. Whatever. Visit Marianne.
Dear Goddess, I ask for guidance. Professor, you're always watching over me, aren't you?
Oh, of course.
I've spent my entire life avoiding people. Speaking to others was so difficult for me, so I made a point to always be alone. Animals and the goddess were the only ones I could really open up to. Do you remember the time you asked what it was I prayed for?
Things in protection?
Yes, but that wasn't the case. Back then, I felt that my life served no purpose, and that I was nothing more than a burden. In truth, I was begging the goddess to take me to her. That was my daily prayer.
Oh, jeez.
But now I fear the idea of dying and being left alone. I have friends who accept me for who I am now, in spite of my crest. And I have you watching over me. I finally learned to accept the kindness and warmth of others. It's because of you, Professor. Because of you, I've decided to live.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to have worried you, but I'm all right now.
I can tell by the lack of shadows underneath your eyes.
Even if I'm separated from you or any of my friends, the memories I've made here will give me the strength to continue on.
You should look to the future instead of the past.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have the strength to move forward if we're together.
That was nice. Very sweet.
Professor, I have a proposal. Why not go beyond the Knights of Seros? Instead, uniting with allies from all across Fodlan to fight for our cause.
That was also a plan that I have.
Looking back, it would have been best to ally with the Kingdom and join forces against the Empire. But now the Kingdom is not exactly, well...
Yeah.
Professor,
Kinda
why
sucks.
not
What do
looking
you
back?
teach? Flying swordsmanship. I mean, sure, I guess I could take swordsmanship to the next level.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Who wants to stay with me?
Professor.
You, of course.
Well met, Professor. I trust that you have not had any complaints about me lately.
Oh, I've been gone for 5 years.
Good. For any trouble I may have caused, please accept my most humble apology. I've decided that it would be inappropriate for me to continue my search for a spouse while we are at war. I expect that means you will not be receiving any more complaints. I hope that puts you more at ease. Actually, The introspection I've gained setting aside my search has motivated me to amend my conduct.
Embarrassed about your past behavior?
Not the phrasing I'd choose, but you're not wrong. Selfishly pursuing my own desires caused me to behave inconsiderately. For instance, it was arrogant and rude to invite ladies to dine with me purely to evaluate them. Our experiences in battle have also given me cause to doubt certain preconceptions I once held. Previously, I had considered it a requirement for my future spouse to come from a noble line. I once thought that commoners lacked the power to influence the wider world, as history might suggest. To find a commoner who made a real impact, one has to look all the way back to Nemesis. That was my belief, at any rate. But I realized that I've actually had an influential commoner right in front of me all along.
Who? Couldn't be possibly who?
Don't you see? I'm referring to you. You may wield the power of a crest, but you are so much more than just that. You have managed to charm everyone around you, to compel them to trust and follow you. Though you may not realize it, that is no mean feat. It is altering the course of history in Fodlan. Your example puts my prior beliefs to shame.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
I appreciate the kind words. I have always sought to embody the ideal of nobility. That, at least, is a goal I continue to stand by. But now I know that bloodline alone is not sufficient to gauge a person's worth. I've learned much of this from you. You are humble and open-minded, despite your power and skill. That is why I, at least, find you so charismatic. Perhaps that is the wrong way to say it. What I mean is that you set an admirable example. I can only hope someday to be your equal. Of course, you had better keep an eye on me, because I can achieve anything I set out to do. For I am none other than the handsome and talented Lawrence Hellman Gloucester.
Your middle name is Hellman. You're probably from hell. Or something. Trying to find a joke here, people, alright? Leave me alone.
I could use a hand.
Pirates have been raiding coastal town of dirty bridges and innocent seeking merchant ship. Sure.
I need a favor.
Soldier has a team of deserted their skilled soldiers to persuade them to join you. Sure, that's a lot of... how many fights can I do?
I have written to my father to signal my intention to remain here. Not that I require his approval to do so. There is not much for me to gain by returning to Alliance territory now. But by staying, I will be able to influence the course of events directly on the field of battle.
You keep an eye on the Alliance leader?
Naturally. Someone needs to make certain he does not lead the Alliance to ruin.
Boom, boom. Maybe I could do this.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Perfect.
Fighting alongside you and everyone else is a dream come true, Professor. And don't worry about my little sis. Right now, she's back home helping out with the family business. I kind of figured I was going to be stuck going back and taking over for her. But thanks to you and Claude, I get to work on my dream of becoming a proper knight.
That punches people in the face.
And don't
Members of the Knights tell me that Father left their ranks 5 years ago. They say he announced he was returning to the kingdom, but nobody's heard from him since. I haven't received word that he went back home to Mother. Where could he be? Where are you, Father?
Hey, Professor! You won't believe what happened. I figured I couldn't go back to the Empire after Garreg Mach fell, so I started drifting across the Kingdom and Alliance. Then, I just happened to run into our old class, so we came back to the monastery together.
That's very nice.
Professor.
Oh, Shamir. Ah, finally.
Thanks for your help out there. Battles tend to go smoother with you around.
Same goes to you.
I think you did most of the heavy lifting. It may be unwise to think this way on the battlefield, but I feel I can trust your commands without question.
Yeah, I still make mistakes.
Don't we all? But judging by the results of our recent battles, you're clearly good at this. I've also noticed that you've been putting me in more precarious situations lately. Almost like you know I won't question your orders.
My apologies for that.
No need. I'm glad you trust me to get the job done, but still, I knew you were doing it on purpose. You're in a very important position now that you're leading the charge against the Empire. Funny to think you used to just teach at the Officers' Academy. Your old students still call you Professor.
Why is that?
That's no title for the commander of an army.
I actually like it.
You'll always be their professor, huh? You sure are an interesting one. My people lost the war, and I was left to wander Fodlan alone, but I guess meeting you was my prize. You look confused. Did you not know any of this? I was living in my homeland of Dagda up until the Imperial Army destroyed it 10 years ago. But being a mercenary, I have no real allegiance. That's why I'm working here now. Don't worry, though. I don't plan to turn on you.
Hopefully. That'll be a scary thought. Well, now I could just go on ahead and continue on with this. Oh, I still got him. Take some time? What do you mean take some time? Your bond with this is very deep. To deep this bond further, you have to wait till after the war is in. AKA, wait for the game to end. I gotta wait for you too. And I still got 2 more. Now that I think about it. Where the hell's Ash? Ash, you did not come back? Wait, what? Ah. Oh, okay. No. What happened?
Take that!
Oh, you're fighting more intensely than usual?
Yes, I am in a hurry. Edelgard claims victory after victory. She never stops. 5 years ago, she ascended the throne and swept away the corrupt nobles, my father included. I always thought I would be the one to unseat him. But she did it instead, with all the ease and indifference of someone cracking an egg. She put my father under house arrest. She stripped House Eyre of its power. Rather than accepting a role as her puppet, I left. Now I fight to topple the Empire.
You know, I'm pretty sure the Black Eagle route is about seeing her point of view and probably going to war against the church. So what would happen to you? Is there, this is going to be a different beast support, I assume?
The disparity between Edelgard and myself is obvious. She never stops moving forward, single-minded, never wavering. But where does that leave me? Here, flailing about, going nowhere, contributing nothing.
That's not true.
But it is. That is the reality. Not once since our days at the Academy have I exceeded Edelgard's abilities. I saw her as a worthy opponent. She did not even see me as a contender. She did not even consider me at all. As the head of the noble House Eyre, I must be able to achieve results. But all my efforts have come to nothing. Results are everything. I have not shown results, so I will be stagnating here forever.
It is the journey, not the destination.
I appreciate that, but it is not enough to persuade me. I know that I have a massive wall to climb, and I must climb it alone. Even so, may I ask a favor?
Yes?
Professor, please keep an eye on my progress. I would appreciate if you were always by my side, bearing witness to my accomplishments.
Now, what happened to Ash? That's what I'm worried about.
I'm the heir of House Gautier, and I'm fighting alongside a bunch of Alliance people? I can just imagine my father's face contorted in anger, and the delightful words he must have used to describe me. I don't know how staying and fighting for Fargus would have helped. Sorry, Professor. I don't regret my decisions. I'm just thinking out loud. And I'm hoping I haven't made a big mistake.
It's Petra! I have certainty.
Edelgard is controlling the Empire. She is putting the pressure on the Kingdom and Alliance. Empire and religion are at open war. It will be difficult for us at first, but corrupt nobles are many. That means the common people will rebel and be joining our side. With you, Professor, the battle tides will turn. I have certainty.
It's not just for my village that I'm fighting alongside you here, you know. It's also that Captain Gerald asked me, his first and greatest apprentice, to look out for you.
Funny, I remember Gerald telling me to look after you too.
Of course, it wouldn't be enough just to keep you alive. It's my duty to make sure you win, too. So do your best, Professor, and count on me to watch your back.
Alright, sure. I can do that. So Felix, a country with no...
A country with no king has no future. That's why I made my way here. Professor, don't let me down.
Let's forge ahead.
Yes, let's. Find me a worthy opponent to battle, and I'll be content.
That's right, Dimitri's thingamajiggy is kind of suckish right now. 29 or higher? She's at 30, mercenary. Dun, dun. Alright, let's do this, Claude. Oh, look, it's a thief. Whack her!
I fought and won.
Okay, maybe we kind of need more than just a whack.
So close. I fought and won.
Yeah, there's another 2 hitters.
Sorry, but I must.
So far I have not got hit once. Or Claude has got hit once. And I talked too soon.
We're all desperate, aren't we?
Yeesh. Had I not healed, I would have not won that. Awesome! Thank you, Claude. One note. One note. You always say my Mr. Future is still not satisfied. It would be better if my Mr. Future. Huge monster symbol straight. Ha ha ha. Of course you'll like that. Only think about mushrooms. Hey, Mercedes.
You're here, Professor, along with everyone from our old class. It's like we've gone back in time. When I think that I'll be around you again, all of my sorrows just drift away.
Let's do our best together.
Yes. I'll at least try not to hold anyone back.
God damn it.
Let's work together for the common good, like we did 5 years ago.
Kinda screwed up with that, did I?
Dear Goddess, even with the church in shambles, we can still pray. The Goddess will surely hear our prayers. But still, I hope the church can return to its former beauty someday.
I'm pretty sure it would. Oh, wow. Oh, jeez. Rain would come in and harm this place. Quarter fragment. Oh yeah, that's for the thingamajiggy. The guy that is looking for history. Ash, where are you? I feel like it's empty without Ash somewhere in the monastery or something. It wasn't this color before.
It's been fixed up quite a bit, but its battle scars aren't so easily erased. To think that a glorious cathedral with a 1,000-year history would end up like this. I'll rebuild this place someday. This cathedral is the symbol of Fodlan. Maybe I should paint a picture of the beautiful cathedral of old. Well, I still remember what it looked like.
Okay, let's visit Claude.
Oh, hey there. What are you doing up at this hour?
I asked you the same question, man.
My brain's just busy. Thoughts keep going around and around in there, and meanwhile my eyes are wide open. At times like this, I like to gaze up at the stars to clear my head. I've been that way since I was a kid. Looking up at the big starry sky makes my dreams feel small, which makes it feel like I can actually make them come true. I didn't believe in gods when I was a kid. Maybe that's because the night sky took their place for me. Hey, Teach. Will you talk with me a while? I bet you figured this out, but I wasn't born in Fodlan.
Oh, really?
Where I come from, the people of Fodlan are looked down on as cowards. Technically, that cowardice runs in my veins. On my mother's side, anyway. That's why the people who were around me when I was growing up thought of me as an outsider. But I don't believe the people of Fodlan are cowards. That kind of perspective is just based on ignorance. The person from Fodlan who I know best is my mother. She fell in love with a man from the wrong side of the border and had the guts to leave home to pursue that love. I always threw that in the faces of anyone who tried to make a fool of me. My mother is proof the people of Fodlan aren't all cowards. Just saying that doesn't achieve anything, though. I need to destroy the prejudices that have taken root in my homeland. That's why I came here, to see Fodlan with my own eyes. I thought I might be able to find a new perspective that could help me change things. And what did I find? That the people here view anyone who's an outsider as a beast of sorts. I was shocked. Even though our cultures and beliefs are completely different, our two lands have that much in common. That's when I realized the only way to change things is to bring the whole world together and start anew.
Well, there's your that's one of his motivation, I guess.
That's the dream I've been working towards since I first entered the Officers Academy 5 years ago. To unify the Alliance, and then all of Fodlan, and to bring a new set of values to this new land of mine. After that, I'd expand that vision to the rest of the world, break down the walls, and let a new perspective come rushing in. Start all over. Do you think that's just a crazy pipe dream, or a brilliant ambition?
Can you rise to the challenge of that ambition?
Not too long ago, I would have said it was too much for me to accomplish on my own. But that's not how I feel anymore. And that's because I have you on my side now. Lately, I've spent a lot of time thinking about how I wouldn't have made it this far without you. You and me, Teach. We can go anywhere. Do anything. I hope that you always walk in step with me. At least, until the day comes when we can look out at the peaceful world we've built. Together.
Yeah. That was actually pretty nice. Now, I kind of now know why I leaned towards Golden Deer House in the beginning. I kind of had that feeling that, because when it comes to color, red and blue will always kind of be at odds against each other. That's kind of how things kind of always been. So with yellow coming in, it's kind of like, yeah. We're the different one.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Hey there, my friend. It's funny how the monastery was once in ruins, but now it's downright bustling. Thanks to a little promise 5 years ago, our buddies have all gathered, and even the knights have returned. It's like we were all just waiting for you to awaken. And now, we're all going to band together against the Imperial Army. You should go and talk to everyone if you can. There may be some who are still on the fence.
Is that why Ash hasn't returned? Is he still on the fence?
During his search for her grace, the Archbishop, Seteth has visited churches all across the land. It served to demonstrate to the devout across Fodlan. As a result, the faithful are not currently in a state of chaos.
Professor, I am so glad you are unharmed. No matter the path you walk, I will be with you every step of the way. Anything you ask of me, I shall see it through. You saved my life, and I am in your debt.
Oh, we got some brave weapons. You guys don't know what brave weapons are. They're literally, you can attack twice.
I'm more of a mercenary than a knight these days. I work to get paid. I never was too attached to Fodlan. I was considering leaving soon, but I might change my mind if you're around.
Yay, you're not leaving. I like that.
In Lady Rhea's absence, I will follow you. That's what she would want me to do. Know that wherever you might lead us, I'll continue searching for Lady Rhea.
That's fine.
Good, because I will not budge on that point. Welcome back, Professor.
I never left. Just fell asleep for a bit.
Hey.
Or something. That reminds me. Dad, hey. Where are you? Ah, damn it, Casper.
Hey, Professor, something's been bothering me. Remember that suspicious guy I chased after back when I was a student? A knight scolded me for it, but at the time I really thought I was doing the right thing. Now that I've had more experience on the battlefield, though...
I've been looking for you. There isn't much time, so I'll keep this brief. The knights encountered a band of brigands while out marching. It was hard fought, but we prevailed. Our soldiers are highly trained, but the enemy was formidable, and we weren't expecting combat. There were a number of casualties among our troops.
Report this to me.
There is something I wanted to bring to your attention. Do you recall the incident 5 years ago involving a suspicious individual in Garreg Mach? These brigands all bore the same scorpion tattoo that we found on the arm of that man.
Oh no.
I thought that might be of interest to you. Don't mention it. If you'll excuse me, I need to get back to my duties.
Heck of a coincidence, right? As soon as I mention that suspicious guy, this happens.
It's good they've finally been dealt with.
But some of the knights died in combat. They died because of what I did 5 years ago. This is my fault. If I'd stayed quiet and tracked the guy down like you said, we would have stopped those brigands sooner, and I wouldn't have blood on my hands.
Not necessarily.
It's no use trying to comfort me. You know I'm right. Just say it. Those poor knights. It's all my fault.
We had to have a support that ends with a downer.
Okay. I'm thinking...
In the Alliance, the Lords have been at odds, so peace and prosperity have declined there as well. In particular, bandits have been appearing in large numbers near the Great Bridge of Myrden. Rumor has it that the domain's lord, someone by the name of Acheron, is a completely ineffectual leader.
I know, that's the goofy kind of person that we met in that one prologue, right? He sucks. Lorenz had to deal with him. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Fizzy. Doggy! What I meant to say is my dad. Fun rest. I'll take care of everything now.
5 long years I've searched for you and the Archbishop. It is a pleasure to see you again. The Church of Seros will follow you from now on, but please do not abandon the search for Lady Rhea.
We'll do whatever it takes to find her.
Thank you. I know the battles ahead will be dire, but we will support you with all our strength.
Thankfully, it appears the records and equipment I need for my research have not been damaged. I am most curious, though. You say you were asleep for 5 whole years. Incredible. Perhaps this is another effect of your crest. I do look forward to investigating you in greater detail.
You can talk about that.
Wonderful news. I am most excited to begin. We must find the time, of course.
My, Professor, you haven't changed a bit. At your age, I'd expect your whole demeanor to have changed greatly over 5 years. Though, I suppose I haven't changed either, right? Thank you for noticing, by the way. Ah, just the two of us, forever young. Oh, let me have my fun.
Oh, boo. Actually, Panaman says he's 56, and he said that Manuel is like 14 years younger than him. So, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42. She would be 42 years old right now. It's not a secret anymore, Manuela. I know your age. Kinda.
I've grown weary and impatient. These past 5 years, my hands have been bound. But now, I can finally take action with a clear goal. I'm grateful to you and to everyone.
And that goal is...
Down with the Empire. Surely peace will soon follow if the Empire is overthrown. Then my parents can finally find peace themselves.
The promise was made 5 years ago. But I must say I'm rather impressed by how many of us managed to make it. Personally, I only showed up because I hope to see you again, Professor. I've been with my family in the Empire until recently. I admit to feeling a little guilty betraying Her Majesty, but only a little. Now that we're all together again, I suppose the fighting will begin soon.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I don't know anything about rebuilding, but I can sure do my best to clean up the mess. I'm gonna keep Lady Rhea's room spotless, so she can use it right away whenever she gets back. You gotta find her, Professor. You just gotta.
I have lost my dominion. My nobility may seem like nothing more than a title, but I will never lose my noble heart. I will stop Edelgard, even if it costs me my life. I have turned my blade against her now. I cannot go back on that decision. Professor, do you think I chose the wrong path?
Find out soon enough?
You are right.
I feel bad for the guy, actually. He seems sincere and all this stuff, but yeah. Oh, look! It's open! Cardinal Vipa room. Whatever this says. So it's basically a meeting room. It's a room. Oh, sweet! I can go up to the third floor. Archbishop room. Oh. Got all these books around here. And I'm fresh air. She probably was around here when she saw me and Gerald around here. I'm the king of the world! I will shout. Here's the Edelgard room. Kinda still reddish. For books. Probably talk about her evil plan of taking over the world. Hubert's here also. Talking about how she'll assassinate Edelgard and become king of the world after she takes over the world. Probably. You got some people that don't have enough. Do I have any maintenance oil? Probably belongs to someone who collects weapons. That'd be Ferdinand?
Oh, I was looking for this. Thank you so much.
There he is. Cool. Huh, someone else is there. Let me out, 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 let me out. Ah!
Professor.
Said it.
Professor, a moment. I am sorry that I doubted your ability. I deeply regret ever holding such a view of you. It is obvious to me now that you are extraordinary.
Really?
Do you doubt your own power, even now? I suppose that's only natural. You've lived your whole life knowing next to nothing about yourself. Not even Geralt could have possibly known all there is to know about you. But I wonder, are you satisfied with that? Are you content, not knowing who you are? Or do you yearn to know more?
I wish to know more.
That was a foolish question, of course. You are not the sort to be complacent. So, only one more question matters. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
The truth. All of it. Learning it will doubtlessly have direct consequences on your life. I do not know what those will be. You may decide, once you learn it, that you wish you hadn't. But even if you have such regrets, you will never be able to return to ignorance. So, are you ready to know the truth?
Yes, I am. Just give it to me!
I see. That is what I wish to hear. Since the Archbishop put so much faith in you, I will continue to offer my aid. More than that, I will put my faith in you as well, and I will do all that is within my power to help you someday reach the truth.
So you don't even know it either. God damn it. Well, at least that kind of helps.
Okay.
Do you have anybody else that I could support with? That are not time blocked? No? I need to get this guy up to speed. I could get Alonzo around here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, before we continue with... Actually... Yeah, let me do that, because then I know who to take out to dinner and all this stuff. This change? Only these three knows how to cook. Okay. I mean, we could, like, increase Mercedes' thing... support, so why not? See if we can get something good out of this. And... nothing. Wait. Okay, I can still have dinner with her. That's good. I mean, she has no support with anybody, so, oh, wow, everybody's in the Leicester Alliance. Except for poor Ash. Where the hell can he be? Let's, try you with... who else? Ingrid. Good. Let's get you with Ingrid. Mercedes and Ingrid is nice. So, gonna do this the old-fashioned way. And what do you know? I just got an ace support with both Ingrid and Mercedes. That's great. This video has gone so long with just me with support. Maybe we're gonna have a second video with support as well. It's a support fest!
Apologies for bothering you so late. I just really wanted to speak with you.
I'm happy to listen.
Thank you. You see, I've been feeling conflicted about my future. It may seem petty to worry about such things in the middle of a war like this.
I don't think it's petty.
This isn't something I open up about with many people. Feeling such a sense of inner turmoil while a war rages on, and others are fighting with all they have, well, it feels a little selfish. The truth is, I've wanted to be a knight ever since I was a small child. Not just any knight, like one you might find serving within the castle guard, but a true knight, one serving a master. However, my father has always had different plans for me. He wants me to marry, for the benefit of the Galatea family.
You don't have to do what you don't want to.
Defying my father feels wrong. I've seen how he's struggled over the years. His burden has always been far greater than any I've had to bear myself. While he fed me extravagant meals, he subsisted on meager portions and watered-down soups. He never once complained, even though he must have been starving. Knowing his sacrifices, I've never been able to tell him of my dream of becoming a knight. Although ultimately, I find myself betraying his wishes. Now that I've parted ways with my father, there is nothing to stop me from pursuing my dream. But even if I do become a knight, I feel an unease deep within me. I fear I will never escape this guilt I carry, that I have shunned my duty as a noble.
Can you now find a way to do both?
To follow both my dream and my duty? I had never considered that as an option. Perhaps there is a way. Even with the academy days long behind us, you're still a professor through and through. Always listening to others' troubles and offering up your wisdom. I really am grateful for all that you do for us, Professor. I hope you'll always be here as a guide to everyone. I know I myself would appreciate that deeply.
And Mercedes.
Professor. Do you have a moment, Professor? I need to speak with you. Thank you so much. This is what I wanted to address. This letter from my adoptive father just arrived.
Adoptive father?
Oh, have I not mentioned him? He's the reason I first came to the Officers' Academy. He's also the one who dragged me from the church where I was living, just so he could use my crest.
I don't understand.
My crest does not yet belong to a house, so he plans to use it as leverage to marry into the nobility. He's a very greedy man who was a roving merchant before adopting me, but now he's in the capital. This letter says that he's finally arranged to marry me off to a wealthy noble. I know he's just thinking of himself, but can't he see that this isn't a priority when we're at war?
My thoughts exactly.
I don't know what to do about this proposal.
Will you accept?
I can't see any way around it, so I fear that I must. I just don't want to let go of the life that I've made for myself. I know it's not what my heart wants, but I don't have the strength to say no.
What does your heart want?
I believe I've mentioned this before, but I want to work in service of the church. Well, I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be the church, but I want to help those in need. If I were to marry a noble, I think it would be difficult to realize that dream.
Why can't you decline?
It's just, I've always allowed myself to follow the whims of those above me. I convinced myself that everything in life was at the will of the goddess. I was blind to reality. I believed it was her will to both pull me from the church and guide me to the Officers' Academy. The decision to enter this war was the first time I acted of my own free will. My adoptive father opposed this decision, but I somehow managed to convince him. Still, I couldn't free myself of him completely. This letter is proof of that. It's not that I'm scared of him, but there is something that worries me.
Severing your ties?
I knew you'd understand, Professor. I've sat down to write a reply several times, but I can't muster up the courage or the words. I was hoping you could provide me with the encouragement I need.
Why reply at all, actually?
If I don't, he'll go ahead with the arrangement. I suppose I must aim toward cutting him out of my life completely. Okay. I think that may have been just the push I was looking for. I'll tell him the truth. That I found a life worth pursuing, and I must decline the proposal. Maybe I should tell him I've fallen for someone else.
Fallen for someone else?
Why, it's you, Professor.
Ugh.
Isn't that obvious?
What? Excuse me? I guess I found someone. I wouldn't say. Excuse me? I like that face.
I'm just teasing. Now I'm off to write this letter and stand my ground. Thank you for your encouragement.
I could imagine what the S support is gonna be like. You know, that reminds me, if you're gonna watch a Discord, I'm probably gonna post this earlier, but I'm gonna post, who do you think is gonna be my waifu? Waffles. Now that that's through, let's see who else can I support that hasn't had support. I mean, I could go Flame and Felix. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, and I don't have any more support for that, so the rest of this is gonna be regular support. Alright, see you guys after the support videos and after some training. Laters!
Reach for my hand.